John Harbaugh, Ravens coach, speaking at the league meeting, says he doesn't have any updates on Lamar Jackson's contract, but I'd love for something to get done. I'm confident it's going to happen. I know he's going to be our quarterback. In a nutshell, what's going on here is Lamar Jackson, who's been eligible for a new contract for 15 months now, just won't engage the Ravens. The Ravens are apoplectic over it. They wish he had an agent. It would be easier. Get someone on the phone, talk this out, figure out what's going on. And some people think that Lamar Jackson is just kind of trying to passive-aggressively get through his 5-year rookie contract, 2 years of the franchise tag, and become a free agent somewhere else. I mean, his quarterback style doesn't exactly guarantee he's going to be healthy and effective after 7 years in the NFL because he's taken a lot of hits. But, you know, Chris, they need to work this out. And if they don't get it done, if he refuses to engage them this year, and they are in a position where they tag him next year. And given the current F them picks mindset by some teams out there, and you look around at some, it seems like at the Dolphins, if it doesn't work for Tua in Miami.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's to stop one of these other teams from coming to the Ravens and saying, we'll give you 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson? The Ravens may be thrilled to take it. Fine, you take him. You take the guy that won't talk to us about a contract. Maybe he'll talk to you, or maybe he won't. Maybe you'll just be getting him for 2 years of the franchise tag if he's not going to negotiate with you, because he sure isn't going to negotiate with us. But at some point, the Ravens have to throw their hands in the air. And I think after this season, they will. If they don't get a contract done before then.
I think that's the golden key there, whatever you want to say. It's after this year. Yeah, you get after this year, it's getting dicey about the future of Lamar Jackson. And then how much power are you going to have in this situation? Like we've talked about with a number of trades here this offseason. I would hope Lamar Jackson's not, making some play to be franchised, twice and then go be a free agent in year, 8 of his career. That to me, like you just talked about, is incredibly risky. As a guy that sits here, and I think you're the same way, we root for Lamar Jackson. You want to see him compensated. Yeah, I want to see him secure financially with the style of play like you talked about. Things are, he's getting better in the pocket every year. He can dice you up that way. But, yes, the running and all of that, that's only going to be special for so long. He's not going to be able to go around the corner and run for 80-yard touchdowns for too much longer here. It's just the fact of nature. You're not going to be that guy. So I would hope that he engages at some point during this year. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't know what's going on and why he's risking it with this behavior or not going to the negotiation table.
Yeah, either it's deliberate or it's incredibly misguided. And I've said before, he should just set up meetings with 5 of the top quarterback agents and pick their brains. And maybe you'll decide to hire one of them, but along the way, you get some input, you get some feedback on what they think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's very confusing, and I want what's best for the kid.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's putting his generational payday at risk every time he sets foot on a football field. And
he's screwing the Ravens over too, to a degree, like we've talked about. It goes back to our Nick Caserio conversation at the Combine or whatever. It's hard for them to figure out their future when they know they have this huge block of money that has to go or should go to this guy at some point. You can't determine how aggressive you can be with other moves or how much money you can throw at a guy you might want to give a new contract to or a free agent. So that's where it's a pain in the butt, I'm sure, for the Baltimore Ravens just to get their books in order that way.
If you're the Ravens, would you give Lamar Jackson right now the Deshaun Watson contract?
Ooh, 5 years, $230 guaranteed. Probably not. I probably would not. I don't know. It's close. That would be a question. The guaranteed part, I guess, is the part I question. The actual number per year, I can get my head around that. But like we just discussed here, we're talking about Lamar Jackson, who plays a different style of football than Deshaun Watson. And it is a little bit more of like hair's on fire. I'm going to run through the middle of the field a whole bunch of times during the game. That's, I guess, the part I would be a little worried about.
I remember last year coming to the conclusion after seeing the details of the Josh Allen contract in Buffalo that Lamar Jackson should want that same contract. That if you really want to get it started, just go to the Ravens and say, hey, I was an MVP. He wasn't. We're drafted the same year. Just give me his contract. And he didn't. As far as we know, he
and
didn't.
that was what is
won't
Josh's
engage him.
5 years, 240? What was it like?
It's like, yeah, but it's like he's getting like $43 million a year.
Right.
It's not fully guaranteed.
Right.
It's. I think Dak Prescott's deal is the best because
Yes.
it's 4 years, 160, and it puts the Cowboys in a bind where after 3 years they have to re-sign. I mean, Prescott's deal is the best because he gets back to the trough even sooner. He gets $40 million a year. It's a real contract. He really played it well. Allen falls between Prescott is, I think, the best, and Patrick Mahomes, which is ultra long term, that is going to have to be fixed at some point, especially where the market's going now. But fast forward today. Lamar Jackson could at least get the process going by saying to the Ravens, give me the Deshaun Watson contract. If you're not willing to do it, tell me why. At least you could start. I mean, you have data points. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
You can at least begin an intelligent conversation as to what Lamar Jackson thinks he wants. We know what Josh Allen got. We know what Deshaun Watson got. We know what Dak Prescott got. We know what Patrick Mahomes got. There's got to be a way to find the right place to put Lamar Jackson, unless he really is deliberately doing this to force his way out of Baltimore, either after 7 years or to set the stage for someone to say F them picks and come in and try to trade for him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I would have a hard time believing that he's trying to force his way out of there, has some master plan. I mean, man, the Ravens are the team that gave him the shot. Their team is built for him to succeed. You know, again, there's not a lot of offenses out there in football that are built that way necessarily to just, play that style of football the Ravens want to play with Lamar Jackson. So that's where it's limited options too. And gosh, he's already, one of the best players in franchise history and a special football player. Why would you want to start over new somewhere else? I don't know. I'm just tossing these things around, but man, please, Lamar, go get to the table here and negotiate a contract and protect your interests. That's what we want more than anything.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.